And welcome to episode 173. I got it wrong with my admin, as I probably always do, Cobra. But welcome to episode 173, folks. Hannah Hendricks, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube channel member just then. Really do appreciate that. Absolute legend. Cobra, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, very good, mate. Just so that you know, there's a little bit of stutter on the streams right now from my end. YouTube is struggling a little bit, but other than that, I'm all good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Been a week since we've been on. A little bit of personal stuff getting in the way with everyone and guests and all the rest of it. And this week our guest was going to be Kalani from the Conquest Z servers over on PC there. Sorry, but no show. But the show must go on this week, even with No Lemons, who sadly got called into work. Had to work in the back kitchen for his boss. So, the jobs that pay got to come first, mate, don't they?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. We got, we all got to make a bit of cash, haven't we?
That new video you put out is freaking badass, bud.
Oh, I just released that, so about half hour ago. That's what it is.
Yep. I've actually been releasing some old school videos, ones that I did way back, 2015, 2016, because the channel that we have for YouTube for the podcast is my old personal channel, which was monetized, and I was like, me doing content, I'm not the greatest at that sort of stuff, but this is my forte. So I started doing all these shows on there, and then I kind of realized it's silly to have gameplay over there when this is more of a podcast and interview channel. So I've started up a new Boydie 73 one, and I'm slowly moving all the content over there. And it's actually really good going back and looking at your old content, especially stuff from pre-0.63.
Yeah, trust me, mate. I've you know what, I considered, like a lot of other creators, I considered doing what a lot of people do, and that is, when you've been in the game for a year, maybe 2 years, you do look back on your old stuff and go, what was I thinking there? That is terrible. Blah blah blah. I did consider deleting a load of my old videos, but I have kept them for the time being. So I hear you, mate.
Well, make sure you check it out, Hannah. I've got a lot of stuff. It all seems to be mainly from about 0.55-ish onwards, from what I can tell. But yeah, I think I'm up to about 0.60 stuff sort of coming out soon, and then I've got some when I was dabbling in PUBG stuff to drop soon as well.
Oh,
Geez, I was terrible
PUBG.
at it, but I had fun, mate. I had so much fun, and that's it. If you're not making content that you're enjoying doing, it's not enjoyable to do. It's a lot of graft, isn't it, to make content, Cobra?
It's a nightmare, mate. I mean, if you think about it now, when you've been doing it for a while, you know, if you get down, you're filming for maybe a week, and you're editing for a week, and you know, and that's just something half decent to put out. You've got music and voiceovers to put on, mate. It is it's hard work. But it's going back to your PUBG thing. Here's something I didn't know, right? I didn't know the first time you ever played PUBG as a new player, the first open world you're in is against bots. I didn't realize that. I thought I was kicking ass. I won that. I come number one. I was like, shit. And then someone said, no, mate, that's bots. It's your first time on it. I remember playing that when it first came out, and I was like, you joking me? I've just wiped this whole situation. No, it was bots. Excellent. Anyway, we're not here to talk about PUBG.
Oh, mate, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. You'd be like, this fucking game's easy. You've been there, done that,
Yeah.
uninstall. I've already
Yeah.
won it. End game.
Yeah. Winner, chicken dinner. Yeah. And then it was bots. Brilliant. Oh, well, never mind.
Thank you, Hannah. That's always been, and it's not just us. It's pretty much anyone who's been associated with the show over the years. Lad, Marks, uh, Brimstone, Valis Mike, Wee Devil, Archie. For all of our faults and otherwise, primarily what we want to do is, my husband did the same thing, but I didn't have the heart to tell him, so I left him alone. Oh, that's awesome, Cobra. You're not the only one. And his husband had the same issue.
Yeah. That's it, Hannah. You tell it how it is, mate.
Mate, I've actually been playing a mate of mine, Spud, and I. We've got a little server set up for just us and a couple of people to play with, and we've got the expansion AI on there. Fuck.
Yeah.
They can be brutal. They can be brutal, the AI that they've got in that. I know there's some other AI out there, but it kind of shocked me because I didn't realize I haven't really played with AI in DayZ too much. And I was getting just absolutely blattered by these AI.
Was you on a server where they had AI gillies and it was mainly the odd player every now and then? Is that what you've experienced so far with the AI?
It's insane.
Right. Well, let me tell you this. Right. About when it first came out, the AI on servers about a year ago now, roughly. I like the proper AIs, the ones that could actually shoot you properly and track you and stuff like that. I went on a server. Someone contacted me and said, "Can you come and do a stream on my server? Just check out what we've got going." And it was hard as shit. However, I've just done a video 2 weeks ago, and you would not believe it. Right? I jumped on this server. I won't mention the name just yet, but I jumped on this server. There was loads of action. I had no idea. No one told me up front. The owner didn't tell me up front, nothing, that there are some bots on here. What he said to me was afterwards, when I checked it with him, he turned around and said, because something wasn't right, there was like showing 50, 60 people on the server, and I was running around like for hours, couldn't find anyone, didn't even hear a shot. And I was like, what is going on with this? Are you sure? Are you paying for figures here? And so we had a bit of an honest conversation. He said, I'll tell you what I've done. I've experimented half AI, half player based. And I said, okay, mate, they had built an AI base. I raided a base I thought was a real base. It was bloody AIs in there. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything
That's
like
AI,
it.
a lot more smarter than what I've been playing, but that sort of touches on what Archie talked about all that time ago and brought up again this week on Twitter with these
I did see that.
fudged player numbers on servers. And yes, Hannah, I have seen that his tech is back. That was a bit of a shit fight, everything there, but look, at the end of the day, I'm just glad the map is back. More maps, more variety. I try to, leave as much of the personal stuff out of it as possible. There was all that stuff with Pripyat a while back as well. With the guy behind that had said some things that upset people, but yeah. Anyway, we are gonna move on because the thing that blew me away in the last couple of weeks, Cobra, was for those who don't know, but Marek Spaniel. He is the CEO of BI, and man, he's been tweeting about DayZ.
He has, mate,
And
all over the show, isn't he?
but he never really
That's
has in the
unusual.
past.
I know it's highly unusual, mate. So, you know what that means? Well, I think I know what that means, mate. There's something's happening. Something's happening.
Look, they're masters of basically playing with our minds, but it's there was one message in particular from him that really took my interest, and it was our infusion engine is the portal to the future of Armor platform and DayZ.
And DayZ,
Slowly
yeah,
but
I read
surely
that.
we'll get there.
Yeah.
And the comments on that one blew up.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely blew up.
So, to me, when I read that, I was thinking, okay, this is gonna. So we've had the new Sky box. We've had the significant update we just had. Lots of fixes, by the way. Lots of fixes in the last couple of updates. Are we getting ready to see a transfer over here? This is going to be interesting. What do you think?
Sorry, I'm just replying to a DM I had from someone. But yeah, it's they dangle a little carrot here and there, and a little something, and I kind of get where you're coming from, Hannah, in that I dabbled in Reforger just the other week. I jumped in there just to get a feel for the vehicles in particular was what excited me, Cobra. And it's amazing. The vehicles are phenomenal in that engine. But I don't know.
Not everything is,
if
though,
they were
mate.
to do a DayZ 2, I kind of wonder whether it just needs to be a completely different land set and all the rest of it to move away from, if you were just to rebuild Chernarus in it, maybe you'd do that down the line as a DLC, for the memories. But I don't know whether, is that just us being old bastards and saying, I like it as it is. I don't like change and all the rest of it, or.
Well, do you know what, mate? I look at it slightly different. I think if they're going to do that, I think they leave DayZ as it is now, as it is with a couple of. They'll hopefully do a few more updates over the years or whatever. But I think if you're going to do DayZ 2, there has to be significant change. There has to be significant change. I think, as you were saying about the new landmass, I think obviously there has to be a new proper map, a brand new map. I think there has to be the character animations on Armor Reforger are not good enough, in my view, when you place them side by side with the DayZ character animations, right? They're not up to standard yet. I think in the future they definitely could be, and they could definitely be better, but they're currently not as good. So I think this is going to be a lot of work. If that is the case, there's going to be a lot of work to be done, a lot of updates, a number of years of development. I don't know, mate. I think it's a big project if that's the way it's going. But who knows, man? But in any case, there's going to be a lot of people who love the original DayZ that need it left, so they can still go back to DayZ as they know it.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I'm excited for it, but at the same time, it's just what's the game plan here? What's going to happen in the future? I'm still kind of stunned that it's 1.0. I kind of assumed, I don't know why, but that Reforger 1.0 would have meant Armor 4. But
yeah,
no. So yeah, it's funny to me. But hey, they're just what these guys do. They make games, and they make games well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just briefly, Boydie, is my mic coming across with a little bit of interference here? Dark saying
I'm not hearing it, but I've got hearing issues. So
I can't hear it my end. Is it Dark? Is it better if I'm closer to the mic like I am now, mate? Let us know in chat, mate. That'd be good. Yeah, sorry, mate. Go on.
But yeah, no. Either way, I'm excited, mate. Just even just seeing Murray, because it's always been something that a lot of us have wondered. What do they think of DayZ? They've always been an Armour Mill Sim company, and yeah, Hannah's saying it has a buzz as well, but
Yeah, I'm
I
not sure
can't.
what I can do my own, mate.
I can't hear it because I've got a constant ringing in my ears all the time. In any case, so yeah.
I've just muted
Uh,
and unmuted, mate. I don't think there's a very little else I can do. Is it? Well,
it's more of a connection thing only when you talk. They're saying so.
hmm. Maybe it's because my voice is terrible. Maybe what
That's
you
just his
need is
natural
DayZ to
voice,
do all the
mate.
talking.
He sounds like he's talking through a bad international phone line connection from the 90s.
Is that what he said? Love it. Probably, mate. Probably, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just been great to see Marek tweeting so much about DayZ when he's never really done it in the past. So, fingers crossed. That kind of gives a lot of us. It's nice to see the old girl that we all love so much getting some love from the head of the company that makes the game.
Mm. Oh yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Well, look, I'm hopeful. I think this will. I think there are enough clues there to be thinking that something else is coming. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to it.
We're getting closer, mate. What are we? 20 odd days away from December 16th, the 10-year anniversary for DayZ Standalone.
Do you think? Here's a question for you. Do you think on the 16th, on the actual day of the 10-year, something's going to drop?
I honestly don't know. I have not had a single person approach me with, "Hey, Boydie, I've got a scoop" or anything like that. So I've not heard a thing. That said, I don't go out of my way. People know I'm friends with some of the devs, but I don't go out of my way to ask them. I don't want to put them in a position where they would have to betray their employer or offend me. Like, I just prefer not to do that.
But do you think? See, this is what I'm thinking.
I don't know. I don't know.
Any other company that's celebrating a 10-year period on the day, there's either a promotion, there's either, I don't know, something kicking off in there. I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if.
But it's DayZ as well. Like, they've never really been massive on the promo side of things per se, like some of the AAA companies do. They've been more subtle. They send out content creator packs every now and then. In the past, they've attended a few events, but they don't attend a lot of events. It's been a long time since they've been in the Southern Hemisphere for anything. I think 2016 might have been the last time. Maybe no, I don't think anything happened in 2017. No, I don't think there was anyone at PAX. And I don't think they've done anything at a PAX since. The last time they did something major was when Brian Hicks spoke at PAX 2015 with the infamous roadmap.
Yeah,
Shark
do you
eyes.
know what though?
Someone's been sorry. I've got to comment on that. Someone watched Vigilante Gamer's latest video. I'll be talking more about that later on. Shark eyes. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, I see it. Mate, going back to what we were saying, I would be actually more surprised if there wasn't even an announcement or something on that day.
Same.
I wouldn't be surprised if if there is a big announcement on that day to celebrate today being the 10th year. In the new year, we've got blah blah blah. I wouldn't be surprised. There's got to be something going out, surely.
Scotty, if you're watching right now and you want to slip me a DM with a sneaky little a cryptic message that I can announce now, hey, I'm not against it, but only if you can officially do it. But yeah, it's I'll be disappointed if there's not something. But I'm not. I'll be disappointed, but it's kind of what I expected. Anything that they do will be a shock to me and will be hype excitement. I genuinely can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, mate. It's definitely something to look out for. Definitely something. So yeah, let's see.
It falls on a weekend as well. That's the other thing.
Is it Saturday? 16th
It's a
of Saturday?
Saturday.
Or? All right. Okay. There you go. There's a podcast for us then, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. The points are racking up. That's good to see. I've still got to finalise. It doesn't look like we're going to be ourselves doing a massive show because we've done a lot of things throughout the year to help stuff along the way. So it's not going to be a massive show like previous years unless something changes in the near future. But yeah, make sure you keep those pod bucks because we do use them from time to time. But we don't have a big giveaway planned like we did last year. But I am still trying to organise some stuff. So, yeah, make sure you keep those pod bucks coming in, folks. But no, either way, mate, it's good for DayZ. It's good for BI. And I've been pleasantly surprised with the Reforger. A little bit gamey, it feels to me, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just overanalyzing it, but it doesn't feel quite as hardcore as the old armors per se.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a beautiful looking engine.
Oh, I like I said, there's a lot of really good things I think that are with it. It's just there are some other bits like everything to iron out, isn't there? So you know, who knows, mate? Let's wait and see. Let's see what's coming.
Now, quick shill, folks. My apologies, but I had to do something. And Hannah, just send us a DM in the Discord, buddy, or on Twitter or something. Damn it, watching the VODs kick my ass, lol. I don't get paid.
Yeah.
I would love for them to be able to work something out with that, with the points that, people who watch the video and, but yeah, maybe I'll send that as an idea to Streamlabs. That'd be something cool for them to be able to have some sort of manner like that. But now I do have to quickly shill our affiliate sponsor. That is the one, the only Humble Bundle. Now it did go pear-shaped the other week when we did this, so it's going to be a roll of the dice.
Be prepared, people. Let us know. Give us a warning, mate, when you're hitting that button.
I'm just about to. But actually, what I might do is I might just put it in chat because I really don't want to take the message. This week's Humble Bundle is The Walking Dead, the games from Skybound Studio, plus a few others. For $35.50 Australian, using that link, you get Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. VR headset is required for that one. But you get the entire Walking Dead Season 1. Where is it? Walking Dead 400 Days, The Walking Dead Season 2, The Walking Dead Michonne, the Telltale miniseries, The Walking Dead 5, The Walking Dead 6, and a bunch of other little games as well. And my son played the Walking Dead games as well. He loved them. Absolutely loved them. Very immersive game. If you're looking for something different, but kind of related to Cobra, the Walking Dead games are a lot of fun to play. So, yeah, use that link and you'll be helping the show out, as well as my favourite charity, Wounded Heroes Association, Inc. It's an Australian-based veterans organisation that, leading up to Christmas, it's always a hard time for those who need the help. So anything extra you put on top gets split between charities and us as well. So that's always a good one. But yeah, the phenomenal series of games. They're like it's almost like a movie per se when you play at Cobra. A bit like The Last of Us.
Yeah.
You got sort of cutscenes and then a bit of gameplay and stuff like that. And yeah.
I love The Last of Us, mate. I love that game. I'll tell you another game I love. Enchanted. Have you played that?
No, I don't think I have.
Enchanted. Oh, mate, that is the series. I think there's 3 in the series, man. That is a fantastic game. Only available on PlayStation. But that is amazing, that game. Anyway, I digress.
So yeah, check it out. Link in the description there. If you are into that sort of stuff, definitely check it out. And if that's not up your alley, make sure you check out the rest of their store. We've got a link in our Discord and stuff, description of the video of anything you purchase using that link. Again, goes to supporting us and our charity of choice, or the charities that are associated with the relevant bundles. So definitely check them out. Okay. Now, something I want to just briefly touch on. I don't like drama as much as people think I do, but I did need to address this. Dave used to be a co-host with us, but stepped back just due to, he's got other stuff going on and all the rest of it. But some allegations were made about Dave that he sabotaged the Bitterroot playtest. Matty Ice actually responded to that on Twitter and said it's a load of shit. So just be careful what you believe, people. Like I don't know. I sort of do, but it's because Dave's got his own little server hosting business set up, and there were some technical issues. And the guy who we work with, Lid Hosting, was actually giving Dave advice on that issues. It was just a technical issue, very unfortunate. But like with this show, Cobra, sometimes technical issues happen. But for people to go and say that it was him sabotaging it, as for the other stuff, I don't know enough about it. I'm not going to talk about it. But again, be careful with the back room, Discord chats, and all the rest of it, Cobra. They're always frustrating when people get into that sort of stuff, aren't they?
So I know about this as well. Obviously, I know Matty well, and I know Dave well. So Dave is my server manager, and if it helps any to clear this up, I rent my server from him as well, and at the same time, we had the same problems. He's just switching over to a new provider now, and exactly the same issues they've had there is what was happening with my server. So, it was a network issue. Which has now been resolved. And to be fair, I read Matty's response, and where does this shit come from? That's what I've got to say. Do you know what I mean? Are people that bored? Are really that bored? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Anyway.
Yeah. If you're going to make accusations, you better have fucking receipts to back them up. And no offense to any ladies who may be throwing shade at people, but grow a pair, man up, and confront the person themselves. Don't go whispering in back channels and all the rest of it. I actually left the Discord because of some stuff I saw. I spoke to the person who ran the Discord and just said, I'm stepping away. I don't want to be associated with the sort of stuff that's being said in there. And that's me. And there's not much I'm not afraid to talk about.
Cobra, that says something. That says something.
Yeah. Yep. Won't say what Discord, not going to throw shade. The person who I spoke to about it knows, and that's all it needs to know. I just not even going to get in there and say you're all a bunch of cunts saying that sort of stuff. I'm just going to walk away because bitches be bitching.
There you go, mate.
G'day, Doja Man. That's a cool name, Doja Man. Sounds like some sort of Jamaican sort of rapper. Yeah, it's Doja Man.
Doja. Yeah. Anyway, nice name.
Love it.
Hello.
Okay. Cobra, you've got a spotlight for us for this week.
Have you got the link there?
Yes, I do.
I sent over.
This is a good one. This is a good one. I've been aware of this guy for years now. Back when I used to follow his brother on Twitter, Demolition Ranch.
Yeah. So this is something that I came across. Now, I didn't know this creator ever. In fact, I've only seen him this once. Now, I took a little gamble on this one this time. So basically, the thumbnail's quite generic, but it's about a story about playing on one of the servers, which I think it's one of the hideout servers. I think, is it Frankie's hideout server? I think it is. And him and his buddy were running around as gillies. There you go. Him and his buddy was running around the server, one of Frankie's hideouts, I think it was, and dressed as gillies, and they were trying to terrorize the server. Now, I think this was filmed over about 3 or 4 days. They've cut it down to an hour, and Drewski has quite a following on here. Massive following in the millions. So I think is it 1.4 million subscribers at the moment, something like that. But it's quite a funny little collage of loads of different parts within this server here. And as you can see, they're dressed in giddies, and like I say, they just go around pretty much terrorizing the server. Playing in third person, I'm not a massive fan of that, but he does swap it up and play first as well. But like I say, it was something a little bit different, and I quite enjoyed it. I did get to watch pretty much most of it, and the chemistry between him and his buddy is very good. So that's my little spotlight today. We've gone with a bigger one. You know me, I like to shed light on some of the new, some of the up and coming, some of the ones with very little subscribers that are just trying to get monetized and things to give them a bit of a heads up there. But every now and then, you got to appreciate.
It's good to showcase some of this stuff occasionally, because for a number of reasons. One, he's not really part of the DayZ community per se that we know. Like that, I know that sounds weird to some people, because at the end of the day, the DayZ community depends on where you are, what social medias you're on, what communities you're involved with. But he's not one of the usual names we see, but he's a damn good creator. And I said to you before the show, when you said you were going to show him, that I remember him first starting up his channel and that, and he got a leg up from his brother Matt, who I first discovered through a vet channel that he used to do, but he's more famous for his demolition ranch, where he basically is a gun guy in America, and he loves to showcase guns, and his brother, you racism, what the hell? I don't even know what that's about, but he took the opportunity that he got by having a brother who helped expose him, and he's just run with it. And primarily, if we go back to his channel, there we go. It's primarily all gameplay, and a lot of military games is what he likes. And he's a massive armor player, like Darkwing's saying in chat there. He got him into the armor series, but he's phenomenal. He's great at these PvP games, and it's great to see him also playing DayZ.
Well, it was going back to that. I've just double checked the server. It was Frankie's Hideout he was playing. It's another decent server. And he's done really well, mate. When, out of interest, when did he first start up his channel? I haven't looked. Is that over a 5-year period, 6-year period, or was it longer than that?
What happened to the about?
Go to the links bit a little bit higher. That's it. Click on his links and it will come up. There you go. It should come up if you go down a little bit. They've changed it all, mate.
Okay, so he joined 16th of July 2013. So
he's been around a long time
before. And maybe I'm wrong in my memory, but I remember when his brother shouted him out and all the rest of it, and then he just exploded from there. And the demo ranch guy is his brother Matt.
Well, he's done a really good job
playing video games with his brother, and also been in his brother's gun videos as well.
I take it he's the little brother.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Actually, I just realised, probably talking about guns and those channels, we've just probably got this episode demonetized as well. But that's so be it.
Yeah. Oh well.
But no, Drewski's awesome.
C-bomb. You did use a C-bomb, though, mate.
I haven't used a C-bomb this episode, have I?
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. I heard it.
Oh my god!
It's about 5 minutes ago. Talking about Dave.
So
there you go. There you go, mate.
A show next week, Smoke. I'll talk about who the guest is lined up for that, and then the Christmas one. So it's 2 left, and then over the Christmas period, I've got a bunch of interviews that are going to be dropping in the lead up to the Christmas show and post Christmas show, hopefully all the way up to Christmas Day as well. So, yeah, they're all the spotlights that I've been doing as well. But speaking of spotlight, Mark's did a videos through the week, that hardcore zombie mod. Did you watch that one?
No, no, mate. I've missed this one with Marks. I saw his other one around underground bases,
Holy
but I
crap,
missed this.
mate. This zombie mod, my mate Spud installed it on the little server that we've got, and they are insane.
What,
Absolutely
super hardcore,
insane.
are they?
Beyond hardcore. Like, I'm just about to share the screen now.
Delayed for a while. It got me thinking.
Oh, bit of buffering.
So what type of stuff we could see coming with an infected up?
Silently in chat.
Hey, Marks. Hey,
if it was ever to get added into DayZ. And this mod came across the workshop where it basically kind of revamps how DayZ's AI work, makes them a lot more dangerous, makes them pretty brutal to be honest, and overall just better.
I do love the music he uses at the beginning of the videos. It changes every one.
So with this infected AI, it adds a load of features. One of them being the Zeds are headshot only, as far as I know. I've only been able to kill them via headshot only, and they're very, very strong. So
I'm going to pause it there if you want to watch it and find out more about it. But this is the actual mod here.
What's the mod called, Boydie? Hardcore infected AI.
Infected AI. They break down doors. They attack your vehicles. They jump up onto vehicles. They react to light. They react to smells. Customizable strength and defense. Extended search mode. More than 70 other configurable options. And
there it is.
In the podcast Discord, discord.gg/878 Survivor FM. Some of the guys in there have been playing because it is very customizable. And just some of the things like, I know myself, it's you go to, say, the Northwest Airfield, Cobra, and you get up in the tents and you aggro a bunch of infected. Provided there's no one else around, you just climb up on a vehicle and you just sit there with your amphibia or suppressed pistol and just shoot them all in the head because they can't get you. This mod, my God, no.
Yeah.
They swarm you. It is... one of the biggest things you always hear people complain about with DayZ is, it's a zombie game and the zombies are no threat.
Oh, they're a threat,
can
mate.
be.
They are a threat, especially with the latest few updates where there's a few issues with them. They're always a threat at the moment, mate. The normal "I'm going to slap you" and you don't think you're being slapped has suddenly reappeared, mate. So. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue as well. But anyway,
here that I just highlighted, they can attack the vehicle and player in if they break the window glass.
What, in the vehicle? You're sat in the vehicle. Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Because remember how long it takes to open the door, get out of the vehicle, and if they can still hit you, you're going to be unconscious on the bloody floor, mate. That's what that's going to be.
Yep. Yeah, you can't just get in your vehicle and hide from them.
Yeah. But you can run them over though.
Yeah. Again, I don't know what they've got there, but you'd want to be going fast. And I do know that I don't know whether it's in vanilla because I've been running over a lot of infected and I haven't noticed any damage. But it'd be good if they did it so that you do too many of them, and you're probably going to mess your radiator up in your car.
Oh yeah, I'll see. I'd see.
If the headshot only was an interesting one.
But how many shots is it for a headshot?
Well, that's because it's configurable. You can change it. The only issue I kind of have is it does kind of make them more like zombies as opposed to just infected. And yes, Marks, we do. Like me being me, when I get a vehicle, I drive around with a spare radiator, a jerry of water, a jerry of fuel, a spare battery, a spare spark plug when I can. But there's no way to repair the radiators. You can't use the OxyTorch. You can't use the epoxy resin. So yeah, it is risky. But if you want that on a more hardcore server, the option's there. Yeah, I actually started a little thread in the podcast Discord, Cobra, asking Hunter if he could, maybe one day do a new animation pack for the infected with different attack styles. Can you imagine them grabbing you and biting you?
That's interesting. Yeah, stabbing you. Maybe they've got weapons. Interesting, hit you with a bat or something. Yeah, interesting, mate. Yeah, interesting.
But it's definitely worth looking. If you do run a more hardcore server, or you're just looking for options for, it's one of the problems with DayZ. After a while, you get used to stuff, Cobra, and you learn how to, it's not too often I die to infected now, because you've generally got to make a mistake and end up, trapped in a corner with a bunch of them, or just already be on low health and just get unfortunately aggro one that one shots you or something like that. Whereas, if you can put a mod like this on and someone climbs up on a HESCO barrier or on top of a vehicle and then the infected, have you seen it when they swarm the vehicles?
Yeah, I mean, what I've noticed recently over since the 1.23 update, I think it may have been on the last update as well, to 1.22, there seems to be a bigger congregation of Zeds now on officials. Now, I was actually just thinking, why originally would the devs like the Zeds potentially to be that so-called no threat? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that is crazy. That is. Now, is that because if you are going to have to shoot them, then you're going to make noise, and of course it's going to attract other players? Maybe.
Yep. I put myself into God mode
maybe
so I
that
can
is
show
why they
you
originally
how.
did that. I'm not
What's
sure.
this here?
What's jump on top of the car and stuff. Oh, I'm still getting shock damage. They've literally given me so much shock damage. So I'm on top of the car.
Survive
They'll
that,
literally vault on top of the car. See, look.
He's turned God mode on.
Intense shock damage. I'll kick you off it again. It's insane.
And you just. Yeah,
look, they were
I've got to give a shout out to Marks for
you.
covering this one. This was a great mod
because this would be impossible to showcase. You would just die
because
it's so quick.
It keeps people on their toes, mate.
Well, I mean, looking at that, there must still be the obvious ways to distract them. So if a load of them, 6, 7 of them are on you, and you can only run away because it doesn't matter where you go, unless you've got a weapon, they're going to be on your ass. Now, don't forget, they only, once they've aggroed on you, it's within that eyesight line. And once you break that line, you have to get away a little bit. But maybe you can throw stuff at those. Maybe we need to have a little play with this. Maybe if you throw something in a different direction, an object, will they get aggroed onto that? Let's see what Mark's got to say about that. Has he tried that? Zed's aggro from miles away now. Yeah, I mean, I've seen when I was on again official last week, they seem to be aggroed on me from a good 15 meters. Some of these, that's a long distance. Not all of them, some of them. But you can break that line, and if you break that line, as long as you ain't got too many, Mark's is saying in chat he's not tried that. I think if you're throwing things in the opposite direction, when they brought that in the update a few updates ago, might have been the 121, 122, one of them. Maybe some of them will kind of pair off and go for that other object while it gives you a chance to run away. I'm not sure. We'll have to try that. We'll have to see what that does. But anyway, with that, you're literally probably, as long as they're not hitting you while you're down, because there's a mod for that as well, you're getting knocked out without a doubt.
Because, like, if I just bring this up, where is it? Bada boom, bada bing.
Yeah, some do, Marks.
This is some testing that Hunter Z did with this mod and shared a video in the Discord. And what did he say? Some testing with simple movement speed override. So this gives you an indication of he's changed their movement speed.
Right, I see. So when they start all aggroing, he's in trouble. Can another Z break that line of contact as well?
Don't know.
That's interesting. I know objects can. And I know players can, but can other Zeds? That's an interesting one as well. Maybe Mark's going to have a look at that at the same time, mate. They're not actually running after him, are they? They're walking after him. Look.
Yeah, and this is just a simple little change that Hunter was able to make just going into. I did see when they were talking about it in the Discord. They were saying that there's a lot of scope for. I'll just stop that because it's getting quite loud. But there's a lot of scope for customization of this mod. Because
it'd have to be.
Yeah, there's just so many areas. I can't remember who wrote it. Someone wrote something in here basically saying that, there's a lot of areas where you could change you've got to obviously have an understanding of that sort of stuff. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
I think with this, I think it's great, but I think it also runs the risk of becoming too hard. I mean, with I think you have to limit the amount of zombies in one area there then, because if you're aggroing 10 and you can't break the line of contact, the eye line of contact with an object or anything else, and you've got 10 after you that can do anything, go through any door, go through into any car, hit you from on top of a car, you're dead, mate. You ain't surviving that. So you ain't running away from that either, because they're going to be on your ass, especially 10 of them. I think at the moment the distance is roughly, and this is an approximate, on officials right now, if you run, I think it's like half a click, 500 meters, they do lose interest and they do start running off elsewhere. Now, I'm not sure if that means then that they would do that. So if you can continue to run on servers where you've got unlimited stamina, that might not be too much of an issue on modded servers. But if you haven't got unlimited stamina, you're dead. You're definitely dead.
And going in, a good point that I've just highlighted on the screen there. That's rough. It doesn't make it difficult of getting out of spawn area or the coast. It would. That'd be insane. Trying to, as a complete freshie with nothing,
you're screwed.
If it's a true hardcore server and that's the vibe they're going for, you just got to be quieter. But it does depend on, from when I watched Marx's video, it aggroed on him for doing absolutely. I think he drew a gun out and aimed, and the infected was 50 meters or so.
Heard it.
Turned and aggroed on him. It was like, damn, okay,
crazy. I think there has to be
reduce the amount of infected or make them weaker on the coast, and they're more hardcore as you get inland.
I think you've got to be sensible. You got to be sensible.
That's right. He held his breath.
Yeah. You got to be sensible with that. No one's going to be wanting to play that if you're getting. Can you imagine, right, on the proper hardcore server? So you got the Mausk mod over on Cherno, snow, everything's frozen, and then you got that mod on it as well, man. That's a challenge. That's.
I just like the idea of more customization. Even just things like them jumping up onto the vehicle was fantastic to see, damaging the vehicle. You'd imagine a car driving through the town would be very, very risky. Now, this just a little brief aside. I just remembered this. I saw this. Cobra, have you ever had trouble with a clan on a server?
Yes, mate. I'm always getting into trouble with clans, mate.
Well, have I got the deal for you, mate? For the low price
Go on.
of 800 Australian dollars, you can hire the DayZ Xbox One mercenary services.
What's all this about then? You got a little group there.
Let me find.
No. Really? $800? Are you taking a piss here?
I'm not, mate. This is a genuine listing on eBay I stumbled across.
So hold on. Right. So let's check this out. How many people are in this squad?
Thanks for checking this out. This is only for Xbox services. This is an in-game purchase, game not included. We offer mercenary services. Need someone to teach you how to play? Raid a base, you keep loot. Build a base, protection in a territory, resources, rescue mission, Kill a rival clan. You keep loot. Send me a message and we can negotiate price and organize either one person or a group to help out. Official Xbox servers only, 25% upfront fee, and then the remaining 75% upon completion. If you change your mind or are not happy, refunds will be given. Please message, please make an offer with what you need, and I will create another eBay listing with agreed fee, server times, and terms and times. I can create custom survivor kits for you if you like. I have M4s, KAMs, AK-74s, SMGs, mags, all types of suppressors and scopes. Specific clothing can be a little hard to come by, but I will try. Please message and we can talk about a price that I can create for you. Please keep in mind I am in Australia, so I can deliver most times except when sleeping. Please check feedback for past sales. Thanks for looking and have a great day.
All right. Where do we start on this one? Right. Okay. So first of all, that is either complete and utter bollocks or like a kind of a comedy entry here, or can you imagine? It doesn't say community servers and it doesn't say official servers, does it? Because I tell you this, good luck with that if you're on a community server. And you've got group limits, you've got bloody probably full pop servers. If it's a good one, you ain't getting that team on. Secondly, right, where's the evidence for this? Show me some video footage of you and your team taking care of some proper hardcore business. Thirdly, if you're on officials, mate, yeah, interesting, mate. So you got different pings. So AP servers, you ain't getting on that, mate. Mate, where do we start with this? I think what we should do, Boydie, we should message him and say, okay, let's get you on this server. We'll just pay a 25. I'll go ours with you, mate. Let's pay a 25 and see what they can do.
I'm just loving some of the comments in chat, mate. Brings a whole new meaning of pay to win.
Pay to win. But you're not guaranteed to win,
mate. This isn't even the B team. This is like the Q or the X team.
Okay, no. I'll tell you what, right? What if they got a group of 50? What have they got? Mate, I think we should email them. In fact, maybe we shouldn't. Let's get the chat to email them and see what they say. Let's see what they got to say about it.
Actually, I know who should. I know who should. I'm going to reach out to my boy Cinnamon. He plays. He's in Australia and he plays on console as well. So I think we need to get Cinnamon to. I'll send this through to and Greedy Peasant, the Greedy Peasant who does the console podcast. Yeah. How am I forgetting poor good old Greedy Peasant? I'm going to share this with them, and we can see if they can have some fun with this. If they can come down to the price, I have a few groups in mind. Darkwing saying in chat.
I'll tell you what, right? How about this? If you get them on your server and you got video footage, we'll put it on the podcast. How's that?
Yes.
We'll do a spotlight on this, and we'll do some live footage on some video recorded.
Greedy footage. Or Cinnamon, or if they want to do it, we'll try and chip in some money for whatever the cost is. Jesus. I think it's just hilarious. I do.
That is funny, mate. $800.
He look. That's obviously just a price for a listing, and he does say on there that we'll negotiate a price and he'll create a new listing. But why did he go with the price of $800 to begin with? That's just such an exorbitant amount. Is he like, we'll negotiate from there, and they'll start low. I've got to start high. Yeah, you start high in a negotiation, bro. But $800 is enough for him to buy a PC. Not in Australia, mate. That'll barely get you a console in Australia.
There is another thing to consider here, right? So every time you make a purchase through eBay, right? eBay are going to be charging them, whatever the price is for $800. So I don't think this business plan actually works out too well here. If they're negotiating a fucking deal and they get it down to 20, 30 quid, mate, eBay thinks you're selling that $800.
He said
you're going to be paying that.
But it's just I had to share this. It was quite funny to see, and look, I admire the hustle, provided it's legit and he's not hacking or cheating or anything. You do you. If there's someone out there who's prepared to pay for it,
good luck.
Good
luck. That's what I say.
People will buy pictures of cartoons of bored apes and think they're going to be gazillionaires, and this is I don't know.
Wow. I mean, I'm not being funny, but if I could probably try to take it a bit more serious if you're talking 30, 40 pounds, I don't know, $50 maybe for those people that are sad enough to pay for someone to come on a server and with a few people and help them. I'll say sad enough, but I mean, if you're getting absolutely slapped on your server that you like, then go to another server. I think that's what you'll end up doing anyway. Would you pay money? Really? I'd never pay money to Christ. If I can't take them out, and me and the boys or girls can't take them out, yeah, I ain't paying nothing for that.
I'm actually going to jump ahead quickly to a topic. Ike Aussie just said g'day in chat, and Ike Aussie is our guest next week on the show. He's doing some amazing stuff with modeling, in particular is what's caught my eye, creating some custom stuff for DayZ maps and that. I think from memory, he was working on a vault door for everyone knows Dave's Fallout map, and it was stunning. Just he streams and he's got a YouTube channel. Share it in chat, Ike. But it's fascinating to watch if you're into that technical sort of stuff. I don't have a clue how they do it, but I just admire watching them do it. And Ike is very creative, as his name says, very, very creative. So I'm really looking forward to that next week. Definitely want to make sure that Lemons is here next week to be able to delve into a bit more of that sort of stuff. But yeah, good to see you in chat, Ike.
Yeah, welcome in,
but
mate.
Yeah. So we'll see what we can work out with that Xbox One mercenary services. That'd be awesome. Get Greedy Peasant and Cinnamon to record some footage or something of what they do and see how it plans out. Yeah,
this is going to be a Call of Duty.
We don't want to grief
mate.
anyone. Yeah, maybe we need to try and set it up so that they raid Cinnamon or Greedy Peasant or something, and yeah, we get to see.
I'll tell you what would be funny, right? Someone pays $30, whatever they can negotiate, right?
Yep.
And then they record it and they get battered. That would be funny.
Yes,
I would
That's
pay
kind of what I'm
to
hoping.
watch that. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll do a live stream review or something with Greedy, and we'll do a collab with them, and live stream the raid on the base to see how it goes and see whether they're worth their money. And then if they fail, we'll lodge a request through eBay for a refund.
A refund.
It could be fun. It could be fun. All in good spirits, not being mean.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
absolutely.
I just saw that listing because I do like to just go in and see, what's being sold in DayZ sort of stuff because I'm a bit of a DayZ nerd. And that listing came up, and I was like, I've got to remember to share that. And yeah, so we'll see what we can do there with Cinnamon and Greedy Peasant. I would love to do something with them, get them to tee up on a server or something. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they both play on Xbox from memory. So yeah. Okay. Oh God, that was funny. Quick shout out to our boys over at Lid Hosting, folks. If you are looking for a server in the EU region, I'll share the link for them in the relevant chats there. But yeah, you can go check them out. They do offer great servers in those regions, and I know Drower sent me a message saying that they are looking at doing Deddy soon as well, possibly. So keep in mind that if you are looking for a Deddy server, at the moment they just do the shared servers like a lot of others, but new business and all and up and coming. So yeah, keep an eye on them. Okay. Now, as I said at the start of the show, sadly our boy Lemon got called into work this week, but he actually let me know ahead of time as well. So that was very, very nice of him. And I hope he's earning some good money. He'd want to be for standing us up. Hey, Cobra.
Oh yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm sure he's earning his overtime, mate. He's good.
Now, the DayZ Wiki community quiz. Last week's one, or from the week before, because we didn't do a show last week, was, let me bring up the channel to get the exact
Baseball
wording
caps.
of the question. Sorry?
Yeah, baseball cap, wasn't it, this one?
Yes.
Yes.
Your channel, community. Let us share the screen. There's many baseball cap variants in the game. However, one unreleased version was found in the files as a homage to a popular zombie franchise. Which franchise was it? And yes, it was The Walking Dead. Baseball cap, the D variant. You got it?
No, I got it wrong.
Oh, what did you guess?
Mate, I went with just my favourite game out of them 4.
The Last of Us.
I went The Last of Us. I'm part of the 4%.
And there is the it's still loading in. There is the hat there. But yeah, Clementine's hat from the Walking Dead series, which again, there was that link I shared earlier for the Walking Dead series from Skybound through Humble Bundle at the moment. But yeah, I love seeing little things like that. I will say as well, as a bit of a teaser for the Dean Hall interview I've done to release on the 16th of December, I asked him from the horse's mouth about what happened with the payday masks in DayZ. And he answered that question. So you'll get to hear it from the horse's mouth exactly what the issue was there. So, yeah. I'm not hearing any issues with your mic. Maybe it's maybe it's the platform.
I think it is the platform. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's.
Thanks for letting us know, Dark.
I am still I'm liking this layout, but there are some issues with it. So that's feedback I'll be lodging as a ticket, and I'll be going back and listening to the VOD myself just to see what it was. But yeah, I'm really enjoying these quizzes that we're doing with the DayZ Wiki. Mark's is saying your mic sounds perfect.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is then, mate. I mean, it's the brand new. What have I got here? The Shure SM7B, and it costs like 700 quid. So
yeah,
it's
better mic
it's
than what I've got. I've just got the Elgato one.
Yeah, maybe it is someone, or a couple of people may need to refresh their streams. I'm not sure. If we've got half of the people in chat saying it's okay, Shazer says exactly.
Actually, Marks, while you're in chat there, mate, are you going to be coming on for a special return for the 10-year episode? I'd love to have you. Same goes for Lad and any of our previous co-hosts, even Archie, if he wants to come back just for the Christmas episode. We'll probably do that one in Discord because I think we can only have about 5 people in this at the time. But yeah, Hannah's saying she hears the interference, so it must be something with the software. So I'll lodge a ticket with them and we'll see what they say. But yeah, okay. So, but yeah, no, like I said, I'm really enjoying these DayZ Wiki tweets. I've got to find out from Lazian whether they've seen an uptick in traffic to their website, because that's part of the reason why we're doing this. Is, like Cobra said before, we like to shine the spotlight on generally smaller people, but we also like to shine the spotlight on stuff that can help people. And the DayZ Wiki is a great resource. And that's the whole, it's why I put in the question, need a hint, and I link to somewhere relevant-ish in the DayZ Wiki, just to get people going there and visiting it, because people forget it exists.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I've done the same on mine, mate. I'm promoting them on their quizzes on my channel as well, mate. I think they're very, very helpful. And you know what? I have a little side on mine. I always say it is for your participation. Do not research the answers before answering them. Try your best not to. And do you know what? I'm so pleased that there's quite a lot of people are getting them wrong, which is nice to see.
Yep.
So
they're learning. They're realizing they don't know as much as they know, or they thought they knew.
Absolutely, that's what it's for. So it's nice that I have seen a couple of them elsewhere that 100% right answer. That's because everyone's fucking checking them out. But at the end of the day, what is that doing? Because your name doesn't come up. It doesn't show who's got it right. So you're literally cheating yourselves on that. Just answer it as best you can, and you'll learn something if you don't know it. Simple.
And this is a great way. It's something Cobra and I discussed a couple of weeks back, but this is a great way to increase engagement in your YouTube channel if you are a budding content creator. I knew it existed, but one of the best examples I saw of it being used was a YouTube channel I watch a lot of content from, called Chubby Emu.
Ah,
And
yes. I remember you saying that,
I actually showed this channel to Cobra, and I've showed it to a few others. I'll show you guys now. But I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch more YouTube than I do Netflix or anything like that. And this guy does very, very well presented medical videos where he talks about a specific incident and just has a great narration style. He hires actors to act out the thing. So massive channel, 2.96 million
Huge channel.
subscribers.
And
But
the engagement on those questions is massive as well, isn't it?
yes, 262,000 people have answered this
Yeah.
question. Now, I answered it on my other profile. I know the answer to this one. The first and most important treatment for anaphylaxis is, and it's epinephrine. But you've got all these other ones, and then he gives you an explanation of the answer. And I just love this stuff. The hallmark of vitamin D toxicity is, I didn't know this one. I got it wrong, but I can't even remember what the right answer was. I think I put kidney failure. But yeah, it's an amazing channel, and if anyone can do this. I've seen people do it where they just they ask a question to do with their last video that they did or something like that. So look at options. There's many different ways you can and no, look, even Archie Archie stepped away for a reason. That's all that I mean by that. Even if he wanted to come back, we would love to have him because he gets a lot of hate and a lot of it he doesn't deserve. Some he does, the same as some of the hate I get, I deserve. But I love the guy. Always will, always have, always will.
Good lad.
Yeah.
He's funny as well. I like
He's very fucking so funny. He could do stand-up comedy, that bastard. But he would probably offend people too much.
He will definitely offend everyone, but that's all right. I like that.
Hey, there's our boy.
There he is. Welcome back, Archie, my man.
So I expect to have you back for the Christmas show, Archie. Just to talk about, for the 10 years, I want to get as many people. I would love to find Brimstone again. But it's just 10 years, man. I can't believe we're so fucking close to it. But definitely look at that. If you're a creator yourself, just for ways, you might not get a lot of answers. We only got 80 on the last one. What sort of responses are you getting on your channel, Cobra? How many people?
About 200 to 300 answering the question at the moment, so it's decent amount. But do you know what? I mean, this is also another good thing that I actually enjoy doing because I'm actually researching. I'm not just using the same questions. I'm actually researching from the wiki, and if I can't find the answer, I'm doing my best to find it elsewhere. But I'm trying to alternate different questions, which means I don't know all of the bloody answers, which is great. I'm learning as well. For a game that I've played for bloody years, it's great.
And another one for you, mate, is go to Wobo's website. And look at which weapon has the highest DPM, and use out of these four, and you can do the comparison tool and get the correct answer from Wobo's website.
There you go. There you go, Hannah.
I appreciate that, Hannah. At the end of the day, we just love to be able to chat and voice an opinion, and I am well aware that a lot of the time my opinions could be fucking wrong. The storm cloud is here. I like that. That's a good way to put it. The storm. It sounds like an X-Man.
It does fit Archie, doesn't it? The storm. It does fit Archie, my man.
It does. Okay. What else have we got? I wanted to address something because it's something that I'm aware of myself. Now, I watched. I'm saying it at the moment, but I keep saying ums and ahs and filler words, and it's something that I'm trying to work on. As well as I had a comment on one of my the episodes that I released, and I want to bring attention to it because I know it is something that I do, and I don't mean to. but it's just I'm a bad interviewer at times. But where is it?
While
There
you're
is
finding
comment.
it, I'm actually trained in this, right, for interviewing techniques. The best way to deal with that is to record yourself and count every time, how many times over a 10-minute, hour period, whatever it is, count it and be aware that you're counting, so that when you're actually interviewing, you use a different word or you pause just before or just after. That's how to deal with that. And you'll find over a period of time, you will reduce that massively.
How about you let your guest actually finish his sentences? And that was from the episode with Captain Sauna and the Northmen. And I replied, I said, yeah, you would think I would be better at this after so many years, but sadly, that's not the case. I apologize. And I know I do it. I know everyone knows I do it. You know, it was even on that bingo card, the bloody, what's his name? Scale Speeder made up about me. But I'm trying to, always looking for ways to improve what I do. I think I'm good at interviewing, but I just get a bit excited. Maybe I'm a bit ADHD. I don't know, but yeah. But I am working, and I appreciate the feedback. It obviously annoyed this person, so I can't. So thank you, Nicker, for leaving a comment.
But this
you
is how
don't
you deal
always
with it,
have
mate.
it was blunt, it was direct, but I'm kind of blunt and direct myself, Cobra.
But this is it. Look, if you actually generally all of us want to get better at something, then a bit of constructive criticism is good. As long as they're not taking the piss out of that by calling you all kinds of names and stuff. I mean, I'd certainly take criticism. I mean, if you can't take criticism, then you ain't going to get better. That's simply that.
Yep.
So, as long as it's done in the right way, that's all I'd be polite. That's all I'd say.
Yeah, 100%. Getting close to finishing the show this week, Cobra. Individual spotlights. I'll start.
Go for it.
I've got to shout out my boy Vigilante Gamer. He dropped a new video. Have you seen it yet, Cobra?
No, not seen this one.
I think you'll like it, mate. There's no one who comes close to this man when it comes to the ability to enunciate tactics in this game. And I'm going to play the short that's from the video is just called Standard Operating Procedures. So it's going to appeal to the more military-minded people out there, or the people who are right into that sort of stuff. But I'll be interested in your opinion on this, Cobra. What do you think of this little clip?
Let's have a look, mate.
The position I'm looking for is going to have several things. Line of sight on the player or the structure they're in, first of all. Concealment with a narrow field of view around my line of sight and on the player. If anyone can see me, I want to be able to see them. It won't be in a position that they might have reason to look at or scan, and nothing too obvious. It should have a concealed path of retreat so that I can disappear as soon as possible if I need to. Colour, contrast and shape is a consideration, so I'm harder to spot if someone does look at me. I don't want to stand out from the background too much. And then elevation without skylining, so I want to be higher and I don't want a silhouette against the sky, which would conflict with the previous point. If I can't find a spot with line of sight, all the other things just don't matter. The other thing pushing me is a time constraint, so I can't spend too much time looking for the right spot. The position I'm looking for is going to have several...
What do you think?
So this reminds me of my man King Alex, who is an ex-professional sniper, real
We've
life
had him on the
sniper.
show before. He's a legend.
Yeah. Now, Alex is, he knows what he's talking about, and his videos, he's obviously got a YouTube channel. I'm sure we can share that in the links. But he knows exactly the same as what you hear there. Very detailed, tells you how to approach, how not to approach, what you're looking for, line of sight, distances, scoping, all of the rest of it, what to wear, what things glisten in certain lights, all this stuff. I think DayZ itself it's as it's evolving, a lot of the real life stuff that we're mentioning now is starting to come into it. For point, an example will be the assault helmet and visor. Now the visor shines a light it sparkles or reflects the light off the visor. And because it doesn't have the actual visor itself, because it doesn't have at the moment any effect on a bullet,
It's a
it's the
waste of
same as
time.
not having it. It's a waste of time. So the best thing you can do, it looks good visually, but if you take that off, you're not only doing yourself a favor for concealment, but actually it makes no bloody difference if you have it or not. So you're more hidden with it off. All you need is balaclava. So for me, I think this guy, he sounds good. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. It's all good all the time. These things actually do appear in the game, you know, or these things do matter in the game. And the distances definitely does. What he was talking about, his approach definitely does. Using the hills, going under the hills, when your method of
Like
entrance.
here's another one of his shorts.
Police! Get down! Police! Guns down!
You don't know what's inside a room until you enter. And when you do go in, you need to scan it and analyse everything you see. Instantly identify any threats. You have to make sure you don't incorrectly identify a threat so that you end up shooting a victim, a hostage, or even a friend. Once you've identified a threat, you have to do your best to make sure there aren't any bystanders in front of or behind the threat. There might be objects that look like people and people that look like objects. And then you finally have the challenge of actually aiming your gun to fire, often while you're still moving. Whereas the person who is waiting in the room for you to come in can just aim at the door and pull the trigger when they see movement. In this situation, who do you think is more likely to get shots on target first, even if the room is well lit and completely empty aside from the threat? That's why it's often called the fatal funnel. And this is the fundamental problem of CQB. Most things you do in CQB are about mitigating this problem.
Right, that says two things to me. Do you want to go first, Boydie?
No, you. I've talked about Vidge many a time. I'm interested in a fresh point of view on it.
Okay, so straight away I can tell what he did previously, and you might be surprised to think that it may not just be army, it may not even be army. So put it this way, police are trained to protect, but will shoot to protect life. Government agencies should be doing the same. Soldiers shoot to kill. So that's what they're trained for. So when you look at a video like this, what you're actually seeing is someone who's aware of every eventuality. And that means that they've had specific training when not to pull the trigger. So work that out for yourselves. What do you think he did as a past? It's quite obvious to me.
I won't say because Vidge is he keeps that sort of stuff personal. But it's very interesting that you have views based on stuff. When I first met him, I was stunned when he told me he'd never served in the military.
There you go. Exactly that.
His grasp of... There are some people who make good leaders just by the people they are. And I've always said that even when it came to IRL, I would follow Vidge to the gates of hell. Even if it was just me and him against the hordes from hell, I would follow him because if I had to do it, there'd be no man I would be more comfortable following than him. And I've served with a lot of great people who I thought were excellent commanders in the military when I was in. But this guy he understands tactics. He understands. And, you know, someone referenced his Art of War video. Go watch that one, Cobra. You'll love it. He's got Sun Tzu's Art of War applied to DayZ.
Sun Tzu, mate. There you go. Now that's a read right there. That's a must read.
That it is a book written hundreds and hundreds of years ago that still is just as relevant today as it was back then. And Vidge has got so many great videos out there. I actually got to appear because I did an interview with him for the 10-year anniversary, and we actually played in-game. So it's all in-game footage and me and Vidge playing. And I get to appear in his latest video towards the end. Quite funny what happens. But I'm a huge fan of Vidge. Some people just... You know, he's also got breakdowns on his channel, Cobra, of people like Minder, Toprek, the Running Man, and contexts that they've had, where he analyzes and talks about what they did right, what they did wrong. Tope, he just calls a freak of nature, and Tope is. You know, you watch that guy when he's in a fight, and his instinct is on point. But if you were to ask Tope to explain to others, he'd probably struggle a bit. He knows what to do instinctively. Whereas Vidge, through his life experience, he's got this way of talking. Like you probably worked with people in the past with stuff that you've done. I know I have, where they're great at what they do, but to get them to teach other people to do the same, they can't do it. Some people just know how to enunciate and explain, and his manner of delivery, it's very calm, it's very considered, it's brilliant. If you want to get better, there's no better channel for me to follow than Vigilante Gamer. His videos on how to approach dangerous areas, how to hold people up safely, they're phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a tactical player myself. I do like to see this. Unfortunately, with DayZ, you're not, more often than not, you're not going to be saving a life. You are going to be taking a life quite quickly. So, it's an interesting one. But you will notice the video he did actually explain that on was not a DayZ related video. So, it's good to see he knows all of the different tactics for different scenarios.
The terminology, the fatal funnel, slicing the pie, and all the rest of that sort of stuff. But definitely check him out. I shared his channel there for you folks, so I'm hoping we see more. He's also got another amazing channel. Let me just bring it up. That is more of a real life situation, and we're already demonetized, so I'll quickly share one of these as well.
In 2001, at a charity event for 9/11 first responders, Richard Grant defeated James Butler by unanimous decision. After the fight, Grant approached Butler to give him a hug, and then Butler sucker punched Grant. This punch resulted in a dislocated jaw, a lacerated tongue that required 26 stitches, and ongoing severe headaches. Hundreds of punches were thrown over 10 rounds, but this single punch put him down. How can this happen to someone who completely outclassed their opponent only moments before? Here's another example that happens before the fight actually starts.
I can understand that one a little bit more.
And there are many other examples of professional fighters who successfully sucker punch each other outside the bell. If it can happen to these professionals, it can happen to you. In fact, someone who might be otherwise vastly inferior as a fighter can potentially finish someone who is much better at fighting. In 2000...
Yeah, the first one's naughty, mate. That is naughty.
Yeah. So I'll share this channel as well, but he breaks down a lot of the video. If depending on what we show or what we say, certain swear words, they may demonetize an episode. Not the channel, just an episode. But that's another channel that Vidge does, Keto, where he shares his. He's done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the past. He's actually got a video where one of those videos he does a collab with Facility, who recorded some footage for him to basically prove a point. I think it's how police training gets it wrong, the failure of wrist bar locks and armbar takedowns. So you get to see our mate Facility BJJ in his dojo doing some, or in his studio doing stuff with his students. It was great to see them collab like that. Two awesome channels, folks. Anyway, that's enough of my spotlight. That was more like a mini episode of a spotlight. That's just how much I love Vidge, though. I'm a huge fan of the guy. What about you, Cobra? What do you want to shine the spotlight on this week?
Well, I thought that was a whole segment, mate, so I forgot. No, you're good. Right, I'm going to go unrelated, un-DayZ related. Right.
Yep.
So I have to do it. I'm not going to get probably hate for this, but people, on the 7th of December, finally, the day before is releasing, and finally, right, and I'm going to go on just to see what this is bloody like, because I tell you what, everything I've seen, I'm going to buy it because Steam have reintroduced it, and for them to reintroduce it means that there's clearly a workable version now, right? So I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna check it out. I will let you know.
I'm going to interrupt you. No, Steam have listed many a lemon, many a bomb of a game.
But they took it down before, and now they put it back up. So something's changed.
They only took it down because of copyright issues, which are now resolved. The game could still be a piece of shite, but just have a timer going, bro. And once you're getting closer, I think it's 2 hours, is it? If it's a lemon, refund it, mate. Refund it.
I'll tell you this, right? I'm expecting, so graphically, from what I can see, it looks very good. The city looks great, all right? But from what I understand, it is only one big city, and then there's outskirts where you can you get a hut, basically, I think, as a base that you can customize or whatever, which is on the outskirts. And there are places you can go on the outskirts. But I have got to have a little look and report back on this, because it's not going to be as good as DayZ, I can assure you that. But it's definitely one that, from what I understand, the dev team are saying, whether it's true or not, that they're going to be continually upgrading and developing. So it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Is this going to end up being, maybe in a year or two from now, a bit of a challenger? I'm not sure. Graphics do look good, though.
We're not talking about stuff like that, Shuey. We're trying to get people to wait on announcing that stuff, just to give. Normally I'm all for delving into the files and stuff like that, but for the 10th anniversary, we're asking people not to share that sort of stuff, just so people could find it organically in game. So you didn't know, mate, but yeah, we won't be covering anything in the show about it until after the anniversary. And my camera just died. Don't know why, but
oh no, don't put me up on the big screen, mate.
But look, I hope it's good, mate. I do. I hope it's good. Because
we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see, mate. I'll definitely report back for those that are not going to get on there. We'll see how it goes. Boyd, have we lost you completely?
No, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. That's right.
Yeah, just my camera, and it won't let me switch to another one for some reason, so I don't know why, but yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are done. I've got my fingers crossed for the day before, but no, it won't be a DayZ, folks. It looks like it's a more the Division style game to me. But yeah, kudos to them, and I hope it works out. But yeah, I'm the same, Hannah. I hope it's amazing, and we shall see.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here this week. We are bang on time again, live and recording for 1 hour, 28 minutes. So we will see you all next week with our guest, who is in chat, the one, the only Mr. Ike Aussie, who'll be taking us through some of the amazing stuff he's been working on in the background. Because I don't know about you, Cobra, but I love it when I go on a new map and there's actually new assets. It's one of the things I've been loving about Bitterroot. One of the things I'm looking forward to with Hashima, Hashima Island, is all those custom things that you've never seen before. And it's like, oh, wow, what's this? And when they're well made, it makes all the difference, doesn't it?
But there's got to be spawnable stuff in them.
Yes.
All right. If there's not spawnable stuff in them, then it kind of defeats the object, no matter how beautiful it may look. We need to get them assets right. So anyway, yeah, looking forward to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all next week, same time, same channel, as always, for the DayZ podcast. Don't forget pally.gg if you want to tip all the team behind the show. We're going to be looking at something to do with that in the way of supporting some modders out there as well. So stay tuned. I've got ideas around that, and I'll work something out with Cobra and the others who help with the show on what we can do so that we can get some love out there to the modders in particular who really need it. All the best, everyone, and we will see you next week. Ciao for now.
Take care. Take care.